Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more Moonlight Pro League action. Right now, Team ZeLoT is leading against Team Scan with a 2-0 score in round one, which is a best-of-7 format. Of course, whichever team reaches 4 points first will win round one, and will move on to the King of the Hill in the second round. Here, right now, we have in the top left, ASL regular, one of the best Terrans in the world, BarrackS. The great ID, ZXCK, man, it's someone spammed pretty hard with their left hand there. In the bottom left, we have none other than 815, one of the most aggressive players in the world. I generally give that to, as far as pros go, I generally give that to ZeLoT. But 815, if you recall, like the last ASL he was in, he actually made it pretty darn far, and he was doing things like 4-pool and Ling all in, and just absolutely crazy cheeses. Obviously, he can do more than just that, but he does generally play aggressively. And you can see that here, a 9-pool to start. He's going to do a little bit of a Zergling rush. This is not an, well, it is an anti, like 8 racks or double 8 racks play. Like, it's very good against that. But when you see straight up a 9-pool, and it's not like overpool, it's not 11-pool or 12-pool, something like that, that means you're making at least 6 Zerglings and going across the map. So we'll see what he can get done with it. He's very good at this type of build, so I'm sure he has something mapped out. But it does make me a little bit nervous here for him, because BarrackS is like super good at this matchup. He's very fast. If he just holds the 9-pool, I feel like he should be able to get himself into a very strong position. Okay, so let's take a look at his build right now. He's like kind of scouting cross map, which I'm not used to. I wonder why he's doing that. That's an interesting scout. You almost never see that. Like normally you'll just scout in this direction, then maybe you send a second SCV down in this direction. Either way, the second SCV does get sent out. Is it going to go to the south? Okay, so that's really good for him that it's going to the south. He should run into these links, but not necessarily. As this Overlord saw the SCV, he might be thinking that BarrackS is up here, because that's such a strange scout, right? Like, a lot of times you see where your opponent's worker comes from, or when it hits a certain location, then you guess where their spot is off of that. And 815, yeah, he is actually thrown off. So his 9-pool is going to, like, really spectacularly fail. Okay, so the timing of a 9-pool, the way it works is if you go 9 pool and you send the links directly to someone's main base, you get there if they made the BarrackS on 1 minute and 25 seconds, which is normal for any map where the mineral patch is on the left. I know this is a lot of information. I'm sorry. StarCraft is a game of seconds. But you get there before the second Marine is at the ramp. So, like, you do have some potential with the 9-pool to do damage. But now he's going to get there with 5 Lings when there's 4 Marines, which, with just very basic micro, you win with the Marines. So, you know, not the 9-pool he was looking for. A little bit unfortunate there. Now, there's the third racks, or the third depot. Are we going to see a second racks, or are we going to see gas? So, a gas goes up. Probably what we'll see from BarrackS here is non-stop production of the Marines. And that'll be how he tries to hold off any further aggression. Now, on 815's side, he has his layer nice and quick. He has Zergling speed on the way as well. So there's really a possibility that he doubles down on those speedlings and tries to get some damage. Now, I guess one thing to mention... Oh, my God. BarrackS is actually going across right now? If he loses these Marines because he chose to do a 1 BarrackS play... Honestly, guys, I think if you do a... See, he goes gas, a CAD, second racks. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But if you go for gas and academy before the second racks, then you can't really refill your Marine count if you lose it. So I'm a bit nervous about this move that we see. So he gets in here, but you know what? It's doing pretty darn well so far. He already picks off a few Lings. This little Ling counterattack, ooh, he catches one of the Marines that gets stuck, but no, he has to turn around. Looks like it's a little bit too choked up there. Now the Speedlings come out and will kill off these Marines. And I think it's just, BarrackS just has to make a bunker at this point. He should have an advantage, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of that move out again because it was only one BarrackS and it is so hard to replace the Marines. Like, imagine if he had gone for this before the gas and the Academy had done that. he'd have like 8 Marines here, right? Instead, this has been 1 barracks production. He has 4 more Marines. So it's like, oh, that's annoying, right? Like, you have to block your ramp, but you also have to defend your minerals. And you can see this abuse here from 815. He's really punishing him for this choice. He's got 3 Lings denying mining from basically this patch through this patch you can't really hit. Even, yeah, you can kind of deny that patch a little bit. But if you pull too much away, these Lings run in. So there's a lot of problems here that BarrackS has to deal with. He's just very light on units. Now, he's getting that engineering bay, but the engineering bay is a little bit late. Oh my god, a run by on these Lings. Absolutely crazy. He only gets 3 in. But you know what? He's going to see that there's no missile turrets yet. His mutas are going to be able to fly up and do a bit of damage, I think, because you need your missile turrets started by the time the mutas are hatching. So the mutas are about to hatch, and the eBay is not quite done. So the timing is actually here on the side of 815. He's going to be able to get mutalisks into this base before there are any missile turrets finished. And that's huge, because the Marines just will not do well at that point. So let's see. Okay, here's a missile turret starting, but there are the mutas. They are just going to be in time here. So 4 mutas fly up. 4 is not a huge amount. Okay, he picks off that SCV. Picking off a few Marines here and there. There's only a single medic here to heal. Don't forget, range is not done yet, so the Marines don't do that great a job of hitting the mutas yet. Okay, a missile turret finally finishes. He definitely needs this next one to get up. Ooh, he's really reducing the health of a lot of these Marines. Oh my god, look at the Marine count. Just get shredded here by 815. Meanwhile, at the natural, he's got 1 missile turret and a fire bat and a bunker. That is not good anti-mutalisk defense. 815 really stretching BarrackS thin here. And I do have to say, this really does come down heavily to that counterattack that we saw from BarrackS off of 1 Rax. He just didn't have the Marine count he needed to repel everything. And now the amount of damage is pretty significant. Now, the game is not over yet. This natural is still up. He's building additional turrets, so he may be able to, like, get 1 more turret here, push those mutas back. I love what we're seeing here with the consistent damage. The glaives are killing SCVs. They're dealing damage to the turrets. The economy of BarrackS is not very big right now. This is a tough situation. And don't forget, he's only on 2 racks. So the Marines can basically only fight with turrets. 815 is peeling him apart. But 815 does not have a good economy. Look at this. He's got 1 drone in his natural. That's such a low economy, but he's got the double gas. It's almost like Zerg versus Zerg you're watching, just like 2 drones higher than normal, right? He's got the double gas going. He's sending in the mutas, and it's like, okay, let's see how this micro goes. Look at this. The command center is going to end up falling. Oh, my God. He kills the command center. He kills the turret at the natural. 10 mutas here. A 3rd Rax going up. I mean, at this point, you have to literally spend every dime on missile turrets, on barrackses, on Marines. You just need anti-air nonstop right now. And I think the problem is that 815, as soon as he has a full group of mutas, which is now, right? That's 11 mutas. Like, he can fly in anywhere and deal damage, but he can actually start to drone up as well. And you can see this is what he's doing. He's adding a bunch of drones. He's going into a Hydralisk den because he wants to go Lurker. There's not even a factory yet. He hasn't even started a factory. So if you get 3 Lurkers and you put them here, the game is over. The game is already almost over, but there's still, like, a possibility, right? If you can reduce the muta count, Marine Medic against, like, lighter mutas or, you know, not that many units, they can really out-micro things. But let's see. Like, he has to get 815 to, like, kind of waste his mutas a little bit. But the mutas kind of being held back. You know, he's not diving. It's not like 815's all in. Right now, it's basically BarrackS that's all in. A couple more mutas have come up. That Lurker upgrade about halfway done. Queen's Nest on the way. That'll give him the backup of going into either Guardians or into Defilers, both of which are going to be really, really hard to fight against. Either way can work out for him. The factory is being made, and I think from here, as BarrackS, your plan is a 1-base push. I think you probably get a starport. I don't know if you go Valkyrie. I feel like you go Vessel here. But maybe you go like 2 tanks and 1 Vessel and just as many Marines as you can muster and try to do a tank push like that, right? That's my idea. We'll see what he ends up going for. Now, the mutas just go for a little counter harassment here, picking off a lot of SCVs. We're down to 13 workers. The Bioforce moves down towards the natural. 5 lurkers being morphed. Oh, my God. He runs past. Hold on. The mutas have to come home for this. This is deadly. There's some danger here. Kills 2 drones. Backs up to his main force. Okay, he's going to see if he can beat the lurkers here. Okay, deals some damage, but the mutas got here just in time. He could not punish the lurkers. So the lurkers give an ultimate defense. This is not breakable for Marine Medic. You need you need 4 or 5 groups to break through this many lurkers, and you lose just about everything. So BarrackS backs up for now. Continues to produce at home. More damage being dealt. There's not great turret coverage over here. 815 really punishing him. Oh, man. ZeLoT's team just crushing so far. Already up 2-0, and 815 looking to make it 3-0 for them. It's very aggressive Zerg play, truly paying off. The 5 lurkers start to walk across the map, and this is the part that's really, really scary. Like I was mentioning, you get about 3 lurkers down here, and you're dead as BarrackS. He can go for a tank to try to push him away, but like you're going to be so slow doing that, Defilers would be out by then. And it should be Defilers as the follow-up. Okay, so the lurkers try to shove up the ramp. He just backs up. He loses 1, but there's that containment. The Marines literally can't come down here. You could be maxed on Marines, and very likely you won't break this. Like, you could have 200 Marines, and very likely this beats all of them. So you simply must land this to get a siege tank. The problem is, Hive is done. Defiler Mound just got started. By the time you get a siege tank and push down through this mess, there's going to be a Defiler over there. And then what do you do? You're on 1 base against 2. He's got twice your economy. You don't have a radiate, right? There's a lot of things going wrong here. Now, BarrackS does have one idea. A dropship. He's killed most of the Mutalisks, right? We have like 3 mutas left? Is that it? Okay, he's actually making more, which is super smart. It's not something that I actually think of quite often, is to refill the mutas at this point, but this makes a lot of sense. Because I think right now, 815 is trying to figure out, okay, how could you come back? And a drop is probably the best idea, because you need to get some sort of damage. Maybe you can get some units in between the lurkers and the defilers coming up, like pick them off, that type of thing. Those can be good moves to try to get you back. But he flies a dropship over the Overlord, and now 815 knows. So let's see. 815. Are you going to be able to catch this? He's got such a spread. Look at this. There's like nowhere you can go he doesn't have vision. Oh, this is so rough. BarrackS trying his best to break out. Okay, he finds the area with the least things in it, but the Lings catch him. He has to turn around. Siege mode is on the way. Only a single siege tank. His gas. Okay, he has enough gas. He's making a vessel. Do you buy a radiate here as well? Do you just make fire bats here, like preparing for the Defiler? And that's going to be it. He's just going to leave. GG. And that means a 3-0 lead for Team ZeLoT so far. So going directly into game number 4, it's Scan going up against ZeLoT. Scan with the forward 8 BarrackS opener. He's looking to do a little bit of a Marine rush. We'll see. I think this is going to be for the depot, so this should be like an 8 BarrackS Marine rush into an expansion. Yes, there's the depot, so that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. Let's see what ZeLoT's opener is going to be. Of course, right now, Team ZeLoT is absolutely crushing. Scan needs to win this game and start the comeback for his team, or that first round win will go to Team ZeLoT. Here, he comes down with the drone, so it looks like we're going to have a hatch first. Just checks out in front for a second. Okay, there you go, hatch first. This is what Scan wants. This is the closest positions possible. And a hatchery first. So, you know, we could definitely see Scan put on some serious damage here. Now, an Overlord coming down, that is going to see this a little bit more quickly, but the Overlord is slow. So, normally, like, you'll probably wait for 2 Marines and then send them. You might even kill the Overlord. This is a good question, actually. Not entirely sure about that. And, well, let's see. Okay, comes up with the Marine. So now ZeLoT knows that something is up here. And, well, He's gonna... Is he gonna lose the Overlord? I believe he does. I believe that you kill this easily before it gets out of vision. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, man. Oh, man, these Marines could be up here right now. That's... Uh-oh. Uh-oh for Scan. Starts a bunker up here in front of ZeLoT's hatchery. The spawning pool is almost done. The drones force a cancel on the bunker. This is a little bit problematic. Scan needs to get, like, 2 drones to really feel good about this rush, I would say. It's generally, that's how we look at it. Like, 2 drones is going to be about even. And gets 1. 2. Hey! 3. Loses that one. And a pretty damaged... Are you going to finish that bunker? I actually don't know. He has another Marine coming up, so he will be able to pop that in. But, I mean, with 8 lings being made, like, 1 Marine in a bunker is not that scary. You can pick that off pretty easily. He'll probably go in and target SCVs first. The SCVs you're going to want to juggle in and out of the bunker. So he does end up losing that one, and this one gets picked off. Yeah, so the bunker rush is kind of failed. It's not the end of the world necessarily. Like, you just kind of land the barracks and you defend, like, you repair your depots. If he attacks, you get your command center up. Yeah, it's 17 workers against 9. Yeah, I don't think you can be too upset, I guess. It didn't go as well as he wanted, but it feels like it was okay. Now, a fair amount of lings. There's actually a lot more lings being made. This is kind of insane. Because if you just have 4 SCVs down here for repairing, I think you just win this game. Look at this. He's got 1 on each depot. 2 more coming. Yeah, I believe so. Okay, he goes after this depot and then immediately switches when this SCV goes over. Now, you got to get the surface area. You got to back this Marine up. He can't get the 3rd. He can't get the 3rd SCV on. Oh, my God, Bear. He breaks through. Scan in some trouble because the Marine was standing in the way, and ZeLoT with a crazy all-in going to break this. And in fact, like, that's game. You can't win from here. Your supply block is Scan. You have to lose SCVs to make a Marine. Like, that's terrible. That's terrible, and he's not going to let him touch these lings. The lings just kind of run by. He can remake the wall, and he needs to, but Scan calls GG, and round 1 gonna go to Team ZeLoT.